Week 6 to where you are now with 3 straight wins against ranked opponents. Like, how does it feel? How do you think you guys got it?
As I told them, I'm extremely proud of them, again, of their resolve and resiliency of going through it. There's a lot of negativity hanging around about what was wrong with this program and what should be done and things like that. We talked about how close we were for a long time, and they owned it. They kept working, they stuck together, and you can see the results of that. And I think it is something that's truly special. And for us to play as well as we did today is another sign of that. And now we have a chance to still reach a pretty special goal, but we have to go on the road and play another good football team.
Michael, you talked a lot about developing this program physically along the line of scrimmage. Just how you feel like you guys did that?
We talked about it this week, that for us to have a chance to win this game, we'd have to win the line of scrimmage, and I thought we did today. Both sides of the ball. We talked about being able to control the clock and being able to run it. I thought for us to rush for over 300. We hit the ball for 40 minutes today, never punted. It was truly a start to finish performance. Take our hat off to those guys, on offense, the coaches that put the plan together, the execution by our players, and it truly was a special day.
Another big game for Devon as well.
Yeah.
Is there much more we can say?
Yeah, well, I don't know, I think we've tried to say it all already, but for him to put together a game like this when we needed it, some of the runs after contact, big clutch plays as we're going through it were huge. He's truly a special back, and fittingly so, I think, for him to play his last home game, no matter where we're playing at the moment, for him to have that type of game really puts an exclamation point, a mark on his performance and career here.
Lance, put this in perspective. Are you the best team in the Big 12 right now? You're at least the hottest.
I'll let you write about that. You guys can decide that. Right now, I don't know that. I don't know how everyone else is playing. I've known as we said, we walked off the field dejected quite a few times, and after from the Houston game on, when we talked about after Arizona State about playing well the second half of the season, make the second half of the season a season of its own. I think we've done that. Unfortunately, the game in Manhattan didn't go our way. We were very close. We were playing good football then, and I think we've continued to build upon that. And I don't know if we are, but we're playing pretty solid football.
What does that say about the competitiveness of this league? Because
it says a lot, and I know a lot of people are trying to, politic and stuff about everything else that's going on in college football and trying to who's in and who's not. But the overall balance of this conference is going to be there for a long time. It's going to be special. It can be about who's playing well at certain times, who's healthy at certain times, the matchups, the travel. There's going to be so many factors that go into this in today's new world of college football and the amount of teams in a conference. And I don't know how those, the people that have all those tiebreakers written out, there's probably going to be 14 more pages added to those rules, but I'm sure it's going to get congested on some things. But what we want to do right now is worry about what we can control, and that's trying to find a way to win a 6th game.
Lance, I know it's obviously been about just one guy, but real quick back to Devon. At one point in the early second half, he did the feed me gesture. I just wonder what that means to have a guy that says, put this on me, put it all on my shoulder.
Yeah, we talked about it, that it'd be a big day for him, and I think that's why Jonathan Wallace, as our running backs coach, was rotating Savion as early as he did. I thought Savion gave us some really nice runs as well. For him to, we knew it could come down to a heavy day of carries for Devon, and to have 37 of them says a lot. But I think there's certain times where you get in a rhythm, you can feel it, you're seeing things pretty well, you have an idea what's going on. I thought Jeff Grimes did an outstanding job mixing things up when we needed to, and it was a special day for a special guy.
Lance, you referred earlier to resiliency and resolve. Is there a point where that's a challenge to keep that going when you're not getting the results? And in one way or another, how did you keep the process going?
Again, it was tough. It's tough walking into whether it be a staff room or a team meeting room when you're close and you're not. But again, the things that we've always talked about, the difference of winning and losing is always very close in every game. usually in that 3 to 5 play range we talk about, and we could point to those in every game that we didn't win, that some plays that if we would have made it could have definitely been different. And then, like I said earlier, is that this group did a great job of owning that and saying, yes, we can be better there, and they kind of stuck together. And I've said this before, I've had less players talk about playing time and touches this year than any other year, because I think this group has understood where we're at and what we're doing, and I think, again, it makes them a special group.
And in some way, was the bye week, I mean, I know you felt like you already had kind of, you know, things with a good feeling about where you're headed, even though K-State didn't work out. Did the bye week provide anything in particular?
I don't know, it was, we had 2 pretty close together, and for whatever reason, we played well out of both of those, which is a great sign. I think, the ones, getting ready, going out to BYU, the lateness of that game, the lateness of getting back, I was more concerned about how our week was gonna be this week, because sometimes you have a win like that that's highly emotional as well. You can come out flat and do some things, but I really was impressed, and this group stayed hungry, and I expect it to be that way again next week.
First FBS team to be on the we should what does that mean?
Well, again, it means, again, that we can play with people. I think it means about what this group, again, some of those things that we wish would have gone our way earlier in the year, when, I'm sure somebody in here is gonna write about what could have been yet if things would have been. But we can't change that. It is what it is. But I keep going back to the resolve and the leadership of our upperclassmen, our seniors, the professionalism, the work ethic of our coaching staff and support staff that stayed with it. And for us to be able to do this and really, I don't know, to play 4 ranked teams in a row is not always very common either. And to have the challenge and really how this conference has turned its way out, that we end up playing one of the more difficult schedules in the Big 12 this year. And for us to play this well down the stretch, I'm really proud of.
Coach, you had 3 first half drives that ended with field goals after getting 7 Colorado 10. What was the message at half to make
Well, we gotta stop kicking field goals, and we gotta start thinking about, and we talked about being more aggressive and going forward on maybe some 4th downs, but, I made that decision, and I was determined that we're gonna at least keep a 2-score lead at certain times. I thought that was important. I think all those drives kind of stalled inside the 10, so we gotta be better there. Obviously, it can be a focal point of some work, because you can't live that way and very long, and otherwise eventually that catches up to you.
John?
Lance, a lot of teams they've held Colorado down like that. What did you see from the defense?
Again, I thought we rallied to the ball well. We tackled a lot better. A few of the explosive plays, other than Shadur's ability to scramble and avoid a rush, I thought all in all, I thought our tackling on the outside was pretty good most of the day, which is important, because they didn't throw the ball vertically down the field a ton. And a lot of it is getting, taking what's given to them and then having people miss in space. And I thought we had a lot of people around the ball. I thought we played extremely hard. And again, neutralized the running game that when they did attempt to run, so we kind of kept them in good down and distance situations that were predictable.
Yeah, Lance, there was a moment at the end of the 3rd quarter where the entire team was jumping in a huddle. I guess, how were you guys able to kind of produce that level of energy and sustain it throughout the entire game?
Well, again, this group is excited about the opportunity. They're excited about playing here. They're excited about senior day, playing another ranked opponent. And like I said, this group has kept its confidence for the most part all year. And we started to flip that script a little bit. We talked about flipping the script on things and making plays and stops when we needed to. And, I thought it was another key 4th down when Jalen Todd got the breakup. I think the other one, Kobe had a nice breakup as well on one of those series. When you're starting to see that, guys are starting to gain confidence, and that energy is contagious. I thought our young players who did play had great energy on the sidelines. They were excited about being there. I thought our fans were outstanding as well, and created a tough environment when needed.
you mentioned there, but Jalen Todd, I think, gets his first career start. Just what you see from him playing against a tough offense?
Yeah, Jalen's a mature young man. He's got a fine career. We're excited. We've talked, as you guys know, that are around all the time about his development last spring when he was an early enrollee. He's got a fine future. We're excited about him, and he doesn't let the moment get too big for him. And I thought he played extremely well.
Time for one more, Katie.
Coach, obviously this is a special senior class to you. Just what did it mean to get them that big win on their senior day?
Well, I just thought because these guys have done so much, and this year has been what it is, and for them to have that type of experience today, and once again to see them on the field afterwards, to see the locker room the way it is, it's a great feeling. I'm happy for them. I appreciate all their efforts. I'm proud to be their head coach, and as we said, we got to keep working. We have to find a way to get a 6th win so we can hang out together a little bit longer.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.